Okay. Good evening. It's good to be with you tonight. And as I was sitting here listening to Eric play, it really felt more like a December evening than February. It is cold and snowy out there, and glad, though, that you can be with us tonight. Well, what a time for Chris to be away from us, and I hope wherever he's at, it's a little bit warmer. But the way it looks, it seems like everybody in this nation is maybe just a little bit chilly. So as we gather tonight, I just want to reflect on a few things, and not really a whole lot in the way of announcements for you this evening. Just basically, Chris will be back with us this Sunday, and we'll kind of be back in the groove of things again. But for tonight, I'm doing a little reflection, just little thoughts on life and where we've been and where we've come. Part of that is because over these last few weeks, we have been in the book of James on Sunday mornings. And so I've been also actually just starting a men's Bible study in the book of James too, and that's been very helpful. Kind of reflecting back in some of the areas that we've been. And so today I was thinking about chapter 1 in James, and James reflecting on trials in our life and how wisdom is so desperately needed in times of trials when we don't know what to do. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but have you ever felt like you came into a room well prepared, and before the meeting's ever over, you felt like the dumbest person in the room? It just didn't go the way that you had hoped. Maybe you had great intentions. Maybe you had profound thoughts, but an ill-spoken word at the wrong time or just the wrong direction with your thinking, and all of a sudden, things didn't go as well. Well, it was interesting. I was looking at the news today, and it seems like there's a mayor down in Texas who kind of had the same problem happen to him. He probably had some truth in the words that he spoke, but it was definitely at the wrong time. You know, when a news story starts with, "He went on a Facebook rant," that's a mistake right there. Let me just share with you, when you think you need to rant on Facebook or some other social media platform, you might want to pause. That could be a mistake. Well, he decided to tell his city, his citizens, that they were lazy because of all the snow and the ice and the electricity being out. Well, maybe there was a little bit of truth there. At the same time, what really needed to be said was some compassion, some words of "I'm so sorry, we are doing the best that we can," instead of going a different direction with things. Now, I don't think, though, he's the only person who has made that type of mistake. Now, it's easy to read that article or look at that article and immediately start laughing and make a jab there at him, but I think at some point in our lives, we've all kind of fallen into that trap. And James encourages us that there are going to be difficulties in life. There are going to be snowstorms. There are going to be illnesses. There are going to be accidents and crashes and all sorts of things that we don't expect. And how we handle those things and how we move through those trials matters greatly. And so we have a choice on how we're going to go through trials. And I alluded to this a little bit on Sunday. We can either step into them or we can step away from them. But maybe what might even be even better is to prepare for them. We should not be surprised when trials come into our lives. We should not be wide-eyed thinking, "Oh my goodness, how could this happen to me?" or "How could I be the only person?" Instead, it needs to be more of a sense of, "Oh, I knew this was coming. I've prepared for it. Now let's see what I'm made of. Let's see how God is going to show up and provide in this situation. Let's see if the work that's been going on in my life will work its way out in my life. See, we don't want to pray our way out, but we want to pray our way through the trials that come into our lives. And one of the best ways we can pray our way through these trials is what James tells us in verse 5 of 1. He says this, "If any of you lacks wisdom," I'll raise my hand to that, "he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him." You need wisdom? Ask God. Not only will he give it, but he will give it in abundance. He will give it greatly to you. So, why do I still have problems at times? Why do I pray for wisdom, but I still feel like I run into problems at times? Well, I came across this little quote, and it says the following: "Wisdom is first knowing what to do next." So when something comes, wisdom helps you know what to do next. Skill is knowing how to do it. So you need a toolbox of some skills that you can apply once you know what to do next. And then virtue is actually doing it. I don't know about you, but the biggest disconnect in my life is the last one. So I may have an idea of what I need to do next, and I may have prepared along the way and have some skills, but laziness or fear or indecision, and I don't do what's most important. So one of my thoughts here today has been, maybe not only should I ask for wisdom, but also the courage, the ability to move into it, to actually do it. Again, that's that stepping into whatever is our greatest fear. I was talking to Eric a little bit earlier today about this, and I said one of the things I have noticed over this last year is how much crazy action, or hate to say it this way, dumb decision can be made out of fear. And I was just thinking back to the very first parts of the pandemic where things were being locked down, and just some of the crazy things that we were doing as a family trying to protect ourselves because we didn't have a lot of knowledge. And a lot of what we were doing was motivated out of fear. Now, we want to be prudent. We want to make the best decisions that protect our family and put us in a good position. But at the same time, there has to be a movement of trust towards God. There has to be a movement where we are seeking God and we are seeking Him in our lives. So when I think about fear, let me ask you this question. When it comes to finishing life, how do you want to finish? I mean, do you really want to finish life with just a lot of years under your belt? I mean, are you looking for, 80, 90, maybe go for 100 plus years under your belt? Or maybe you're the type of person that's really all about great achievement. You want to go written down in a history book, known for something. Or maybe I remember the movie many years back actually now, of the bucket list. Do you have a bucket list of things that you feel like you just have to get done? You have to check them off on your list. Is that finishing well for you? See, I want you to think just a second with me and let wisdom be your guide in this. What would it mean for you to finish life well? I think as I've been thinking about this lately, finishing life well for me is handling the trials in my life well. Proverbs says that, this is in chapter 4 of Proverbs, verse 7. Solomon writes this: "Wisdom is supreme, therefore get wisdom. Though it costs you all you have, get understanding." Like, make that the drive of your life. Get wisdom. And I was thinking, if I made my goal, my direction in life is to get as much wisdom as possible, try to build up my toolbox with a lot of skills, the best I can, and then the virtue to apply it, that could be a life well lived. Because trials are coming, good times, bad times. That could be a life well lived into the future, whether it's a short future or a very long future. All of those things could be of great benefit. So, these are things to think about. You see, your future is going to be determined by what you do today. Think about it. The things that you think about today are the things that they will become in the future. You make your future by the little things that you do or don't do today. Give you an example. Let's say you decide to just go with your own feelings and just whatever you desire, and you think, I'm just going to eat as much as I want, and I love to just watch movies. I'm just going to watch movies and eat as much as I want. Well, your future is going to be a future of possibly heart disease or being overweight or a number of other illnesses. It's not that you wanted a future like that. It's just that in this moment in time, the concurrent decisions that you are making are leading you in a certain direction. Another way to think about it is, say that you struggle at a certain activity, being good at. We'll just say maybe you're short in knowledge in a certain area. So you start spending 15 minutes a day reading in this area. Well, guess what? Eventually, you're going to be an expert in that area. If you keep reading, keep applying yourself, you're going to get better and better in a certain area. That's what your future will become. So tonight, as we close, I want to ask you, do you want to receive wisdom? Pray for it. God will give it to you. And if you want to receive wisdom, are you willing to pay the price to live out that wisdom in your life? And if you are willing to pay out the price, then think about what your future could become. It could be an amazing future, and you having lived a very amazing life. One that matters more than just time spent on earth, but matters more in the person that you are becoming and the person that you are to others. And of course, in all of this, we are reminded that our position before God, in terms of how we live our life before God, matters greatly. To fear the Lord is the best starting point for wisdom and living out wisdom in our lives. Please join me in just a moment of prayer and reflection as we think about this little talk tonight. Father, we pause to reflect on you and reflect on your word and what we've heard tonight, to ask that you would fill our lives with wisdom, that you will give us clarity in situations that don't always make sense, that you will give us courage in the times where we know what to do, but we're afraid to do it. That you will direct our path, that your word would be a light in front of our path, that it would light our way. And as we take one step after another, that you will give us the wisdom of what to do next, the skills that we need to accomplish it, and the virtue to live it out in our lives. May you answer this prayer in the name of Jesus. Amen.
How's everyone doing? Thanks for hanging out with us here on another Wednesday evening, and it's great to have almost 30 people here this evening. So apparently there's some audio issues, there's some static. I don't know, I'm just passing that along, David. Hey, I want to say thanks to David Holly, Dennis Miller. They've been up here for a good amount of the afternoon, helping get everything ready here. We really appreciate their help and what they do behind the scenes to make everything work. Jim Russell is also usually here, but he took the evening off. He looked out the window and said, "Nah, I'm not coming tonight." And I don't blame him at all. So, hey, that first song was In the Bleak Midwinter, and we did that song a few weeks ago over on the piano when we were tired of winter. And now we're really, really, really tired of winter. And so anyway, I thought that song was rather appropriate. So anyway, that was the name of that song here. We're going to continue on here and do our evening of music on the organ. And I have a few songs that I've written down here that I thought would be kind of fun to work through here this evening. So just sit back and relax, and we'll continue on with our Wednesday evening of worship. It is well with my soul. That's a great song. All these hymns, all these songs that we sing, Sunday after Sunday, such a great message. And I think it's important for us to remember that it's more than just pretty little notes or words up on a screen, that all of these songs, they have a great message. So anyway, It Is Well With My Soul is certainly one of those. So there's a lot of different things that I had planned here for us this evening. One of those was just doing a little bit of classical music. And this is a song. See if you know the name of this song. Some of you will, but we'll do a little Q&A here. You know the name of that song? There's a few different songs in there, but Sonatina in C, and that was a song that was really written for the harpsichord. And again, because this is a great instrument, we can do all sorts of different sound effects. We can do a complete harpsichord. Here we go. And we can mix organ sounds in there as well. So anyway, kind of a neat little song there. We'll do another song, and this is one that I sat down this afternoon. On usually Wednesday afternoon, I have an idea as to what I'm going to do. Songs I'm going to play, an overall theme, and today I didn't. Today I sat down at the organ, and it's been a while since I've played the organ. We've been since March, really, using the piano and all the other instruments. And so I just sat down and just started to play. And I thought, you know what? I like that. It sounds good. So this is my own arrangement of whatever song you want it to be. And then there's two other songs here that we'll finish with here this evening. Okay, we'll do two more songs here tonight for you. One of them, well, at least the next song, it reminds me of spring. And a lot of us probably have that same thought on our mind. But His Eye is on the Sparrow. It's a great song with again, another wonderful message talking about the fact that we don't have to worry about whatever we have on our plate, right? That God is going to take care of us. God is watching over every single thing. The birds don't worry about what they're going to eat. Why should we, right? It's a great message. So anyway, His eye is on the sparrow. His eyes on the sparrow. We had some sparrows that were singing along on that song as well. So they are the non-messy sparrows, which is the best kind. So, hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We went a little bit over. I hope that's okay. Let me know if it's not, but I'm sure it's fine. And again, we'll do another organ night next month. So over the last few weeks, I've kind of come up with a pattern here. I think we'll do the piano one night. We'll do a famous hymn composer one night. We will feature our children's artwork one night. We have that coming up here. Dennis, help me. That's 2 weeks, I think. Is that right? Yep. So we have more artwork that we will certainly share from our children. Our children are busy little bees. Every Sunday morning, they're back there, and from preschool all the way through 5th grade. And Christy Winston and my wife, Charlie Aldrich, they do a great job back there, and it's nice to show off their artwork. And then we'll do another organ night. So I think that's kind of the path that we're going to take. So once again, I want to say thanks to David Holly. He's been here for a good part of the afternoon. Dennis Miller, he's climbing up on chairs and ladders and tables to get all these really cool shots. And so thanks to both of them for helping. As we leave here tonight, this last song that I'm going to play is inspired by my 4-year-old daughter, Riley. And a lot of you know her. She's busy. And she likes to sing, she likes to dance. And there was one night we were flipping around to see what was on TV on a Saturday evening, and the Lawrence Welk Show was on PBS. How many of you know about the Lawrence Welk Show? Some of you do, I know. And I remember I watched it as a little child at both of my grandparents' house, and they would watch it on Saturday evening. And anyway, I hadn't seen that show in probably 30 years. But there's a song that they would always close the Lawrence Welk Show with. Cheryl, you know the name of this song. I know you're watching here this evening. And anyway, Riley loves this song. And so now it's what we do on Saturday evenings. We'll eat dinner, and at 6:30, we get in front of the TV, and she has to watch Lawrence Welk. And my wife just rolls her eyes. But I'll sit with Riley, and we'll watch it. And anyway, the song that they closed the show by, she's been singing it all week long. And anyway, it was in my mind as I was driving to church this afternoon. I thought, you know what, that's going to be a great song that we can close our Wednesday worship with here tonight. So as we leave, we want to say so long, farewell. We hope to see you again, and hopefully that's Sunday morning at 10:30. We'd love to have you come worship with us here in person. The weather's going to be much better on Sunday, so we'd like to see you here in person. If not, we're on Facebook as well. And if you can't worship with us on Sunday, we hope to see you back here next Wednesday evening at 6:30. So have a great rest of your week, and thanks for hanging out with us here tonight.